Service Garage Doors, we are your one-stop shop for all things garage door. From garage door repair and broken spring replacement to new garage doors and openers, we do it all. We're proud to be among the highest-rated local garage door companies in all of Northwest Arkansas. Our highly trained technicians are available 24 hours a day at no extra cost to you. So if you have an emergency, call us today, 479-203-5880, or visit our website at directservicenwa.com. Don't wait days. We'll fix it now. At Direct Service Garage Doors, we are your...
All right. That's enough of that. Let's get this screen fixed here. All right. We'll get everything set up here. Sorry about that. We obviously are not going to be handing out the gold chain tonight, unfortunately. Won't be handing out the gold chain. No gold chain. Arkansas gets absolutely blasted tonight. 92-63, Tennessee Vols get the win. This is a call-in show. If you guys want to call in, please feel free. On to baseball. I mean, I don't know what else. I don't know. This is such. I don't know that I've ever seen such a hyped up. And I'm part of that. I get it. I was someone who sat here and told you guys this team's going to be fantastic. And it felt like Purdue was an indicator. And maybe Duke was kind of an indicator, right? I don't know. It's oh my gosh. I feel like this is us every single post game. This is us every single post game. We got to sit here and scratch our heads. Like, I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't know how this team is as bad as they are. You should not be trailing at home by 20 points with 13 minutes left to play in the second half. What the hell are we watching, man? I wanted to turn it off. I wanted to turn that shit off. It is so unbelievably frustrating. Ty, you're not a real fan. You're not a true fan. Bro, I have probably watched and absorbed more Arkansas content than most, considering I have a show doing what I do. And I've never felt that. Even during the football season this year. There might have been a couple times where I was like, I don't want to watch this. I can't ever remember feeling this way about any Razorback sport. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe. I mean, I'm pissed. I'm pissed because I don't know how many fans showed up tonight. How many fans stayed up and watched that horse shit? Obviously not very many of you. I mean, it's just, it sucks for the fans. And I know it's not like Muss isn't trying to put the best team out on the floor. I get that. I understand that. It's not like these guys want to lose. It's just so damn confusing and frustrating at the same time. On to baseball. I think a lot of you who are probably even just light college baseball fans are probably just like, you moved on weeks ago. Is this the worst team in Razorback history? Oh, is that the right? No. Well, is this the worst team in Razorback history? Asked Jordan Harrison. Like, we have to start pulling out the media guides. I've got a couple around here to look back. Like, wait a minute. If Arkansas when's the last time they had fewer than 5 SEC wins or fewer than 6 SEC wins? It feels like not that long ago. I think they still got 2 or 3 more SEC wins in them, but that's it. And it's against the teams you expect them to beat. At least 2. Maybe they get an upset because, you know, that's the most Arkansas thing ever. I was wrong. I thought that Arkansas could hold their own, and they clearly couldn't. I'm just I don't know, man. I think with football piling on now, or basketball piling on to what happened with football, it's just so. I get it, man. This is indeed therapy for everybody involved. This is therapy for me. This is therapy for you guys. You know, I don't know. Again, make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, help support a small channel during struggling times. Consider joining Patreon. I don't have a big network. I'm not a part of some big network. I don't have some giant person, someone financing everything I do. I'm not a part of a recruiting website. It's just me. It's me and you guys in Discord and Patreon. That's it. So, well, and of course, sponsors. So, speaking of, shout out to both the sponsors, Direct Service Overhead, the Garage Door Company. They operate out of Central and in Northwest Arkansas. Same-day services, quality parts, affordable outcomes, better than best results. Give them a call today. Again, they're free estimates, 501-244-3667. And, of course, the Odd Soul Craft Bar and Pizzeria located on Emma Street. I don't know that you'll come. I don't know that any of you want to come to town to watch this shit show inside Bud Walton Arena. I don't think anyone wants. Maybe you're coming into town to watch some baseball, to watch hopefully a good product on the damn field. God, I feel for people, man. I'm reading these stories. Sorry, I got stuff in my eyes. I don't know what the hell's going on. I feel for people who I'm reading them on Facebook. I'm seeing them on Twitter. Traveled from Little Rock, came out from Madison County, which, that's depending on what part of Madison County, that's a pretty good drive on a Wednesday night at 8:00 to go watch that horse shit. I feel for fans, man. So anyways, maybe when you come into town for a baseball game, you'll come by the Odd Soul Craft Bar Pizzeria on Emma Street in Springdale. Fantastic pies, great stuff on tap, great staff, great environment. Susie, thank you for the $20 super chat. I appreciate that, Susie. I think you've come through super chat several times, or PayPal. Are you the one I get a random like 20 or 50 bucks in PayPal every once in a while. Really rare. And I think it's a Susie. So I appreciate you, Susie. You're awesome. Thank you so much. Down 6.5. Yeah, I mean, you scored 40 points. By the way, they gave back those 2 points. They thought they had Graham on a goaltend, and they clearly didn't goaltend. I mean, it seemed like I don't know what's reviewable and what's not. I swear to God, if I can't get what's ever out of my eye. Anyways, they gave him the 2 points. So you scored 40 points on a very good defense. We talked about this. Tennessee's defense is really good. They're a really good defense. Little bit surprised, actually. I would not have guessed Arkansas was going to score anywhere near north of 30 points on Tennessee in the first half. And they did. They played outstanding in the first half, honestly. It was a tale of two halves, absolutely. I mean, Arkansas was shooting north of 60% in the first 10-plus minutes of this game, including 80%. It didn't drop until like inside 9 minutes. They were shooting 80%. There were 4 of their first 5 threes. Tennessee had 17 points off turnovers in the first half. Arkansas did have 7 steals in the first half. That's got to be a high for them on the year in a single half in conference play anyways. Started to kind of look like their old selves. I mean, not like they've ever been good outside shooting, but as far as forcing turnovers and getting steals, it wasn't all bad. There was plenty to kind of be excited about in the first half. And then the second half, they imploded. Again, if you guys want to call in, there's the link for you. All you do is you click that link. That's all you do. You could choose to turn your camera off. You don't have to have your camera on. I don't know why my microphone keeps having all kinds of I blame this game. If the baseball team starts losing, Brian, I don't know, man. Brian Matthew Deaver Ryan. That is a complicated ass name on YouTube. Arkansas shoots awesome in the first half. Again, it's just a tale of two halves. 52% from the floor. They end up shooting 46% by the end of the first half outside. They are 85% at the free throw line. Very good bench production. 19 points off their bench in the first half. Mark led in scoring with 8 points, 3 steals by Mark alone. How about Devo, who had 4 assists in the first half with 6 points and no turnovers in the first half? Again, they were playing some outstanding basketball. Tennessee was shooting like shit outside. They were 20%. They were 2 of 10. That's not something they're used to doing, not even on the road. But they did shoot 54%, which is what kept them in the game. They had 9 points off their bench, almost 25 points. Actually, it was 25 points between Adu and Connect is the real deal. I told you guys on Tuesday. God, was that yesterday? I keep thinking tomorrow's Friday. I don't know why. Yeah, we did go live on Tuesday. So I told you guys Connect is him, and he went off. So let's look at the final numbers here. Adu ends up going for 23 points. Connect, who they benched at 7 minutes. They put him on the bench. He still ended up with 22 points, 4 boards, 3 blocks. Adu was the guy that went off tonight, though. 12 boards, 3 offensive rebounds, 9 defensive. Just 1 foul, 3 turnovers with 23 points. They shot horrible outside. They shot 29%. Again, they chased Tennessee off the perimeter pretty well, but they didn't have to. They weren't concerned about that. They weren't concerned. Tennessee was not concerned about not being able to knock down the 3. Why? Because they had their way in the paint. 48 points, 9 dunks in the paint, 12 of 21 for Tennessee. It was super easy for Tennessee in the paint. Just garbage basketball by Arkansas, man. What? How did they beat anybody this year? And again, I don't want to take anything away from Tennessee. I am very well aware of how good Tennessee is. Again, they are the deepest team, and I said this along with Blake Lovell from Southeastern 14. This is the deepest team. I had Tennessee as the deepest team and my number 1 team coming into the season. I thought it was South Carolina recently, and then they got absolutely, oh my gosh, dude. They got slapped around. Auburn beat the shit out of South Carolina. I mean, that was crazy. 101-61, Auburn over South Carolina. Now that's on the road. It's still, I would not have thought that. I would have thought that game would go into the final 6 or 7 possessions. Tercer with a $2 super chat. 09 last Tennessee win in Bud Walton Arena. Yeah, they lost 7 straight inside Bud Walton Arena. I mean, this is it's just so bad. I mean, this year, and again, it's apples and oranges, and it's not fair to compare. But this year feels like Razorback football 2019. And again, obviously, Musselman is miles and miles and miles ahead of Chad Morris as a quality head coach. And it's apples and oranges, too. It's not fair to compare. It just has that feeling. Like what we're watching on the floor, it's bad basketball on both ends of the floor, horrible transition defense. They turn the ball over, so many stupid turnovers tonight. And Tennessee is, I mean, they had 9 steals tonight. I mean, they did a good job. I mean, they had active hands, arms were up. They did a very good job. Connect again had 2 steals, 3 blocks, 22 points. I mean, if anyone got the chain, it'd be between him and Adu tonight. But Arkansas did end up with 12 steals. They shoot 38% from the floor, 35% outside. They were 8 of 23. Anytime Arkansas hits more than 6 or 7 threes in a game, sadly, that's to be celebrated. 11 of 15 at the free throw line. 25 rebounds to Tennessee's 36. They're out rebounded by 11. 14 assists. Tennessee did have some pretty careless turnovers. I don't know what their kryptonite really is. I mean, the way they're playing, the way they played tonight, it's hard to really see. I know there's some consistency things there with Tennessee, and they do have 6 losses on the year. But at this point in the season, my God, they're 18-6. They're 8-3 conference. It is just so disappointing, man. It just really is. Hey, we got a fan favorite coming up. Here we go. Oh, now it's about to get entertaining. Here we go. I'm Unbiased Brim. What's going on, man?
What is going on, Ty? How are you doing?
Bro, I could have been playing Helldivers 2 tonight, man.
Bro, I literally said I'm gonna come in and work a little bit late so I can watch this game because it was competitive. I said I come in 30 minutes late, and basically after the referees made it 46-40, I'm thinking, okay, we're gonna have a game that might go down to the wire, whether we win or lose, right? Well, so goes that, right?
18 or how many points to the first? They had 40.
It was 46-40. It was 46-40 at halftime.
Yeah, because they gave Arkansas back.
And what was the score? 92-63?
Yeah, it was 63. So they scored 23.
So we got outscored, 49? No, 39 to like 20, 23. No,
Yeah.
It was worse than that.
Well, Arkansas had 23 in the second half.
So they basically almost doubled us in the second half.
It was bad. I mean,
somber. It's we had that little last glimmer of hope, thinking maybe they could do something, but at this point, man, it's a season that's lost, man. I mean, Xbox Connect. That's his nickname. I'm calling him Xbox Connect or something. Or We Connect. There you go. We Connect. He had fun playing Wii with us, driving through the lane. I mean, how many dunks did they have in the first half? They had 7 dunks in the first half.
Yeah, 7. Yeah, it was 7 dunks. They ended up with what was it? What'd I say? 9 dunks. They're 12 of 21 on layups. Arkansas did get a couple of nice little blocks there at the rim.
But we're the best blocking. We're one of the best blocking teams in the country, but they don't do us any good if we allow a bunch of offensive rebounds, a lot of, we a la carte to the lane. Like, come on through. The lane is yours, sir. Have a dunk.
I don't know how many times guys get beat off dribble drives. I mean, it's absurd. Minifield got, luckily, it might have been Vescovi. Luckily, he missed on the layup, but Minifield got absolutely.
Who's their backup guard? Because that boy had ice in his veins. He was dropping bucket after bucket on us.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name. I know he came from a smaller school. He averaged like 18 points a game, but that guy is nasty.
What are you talking about, Connect?
No. I Connect. Connect is the beast. I'm talking about the backup guard. He was hitting a bunch of floaters over big guys. I mean, he was just shooting.
Shoot, I had the numbers up. Hang on. Are you talking about? Hang on. Oh, Gainey.
Gainey was balling on us.
Yeah.
Gainey was the dagger man, bro.
17 points. 17 points. He was 6 of 8 from the floor. 2 of 3 outside, 3 of 3 at the front.
What they shoot for the field for the whole game, bro? What, 55%?
57%.
57%, bro. Listen. I'll say this much: they tried. They're trying. They're just not good enough team, bro. The pieces just don't fit, man.
It's bad.
It's not a Musselman type team.
It's not, and that's exactly what you and I have discussed now the last couple of times when I've had you on, when you've called in. These aren't his pieces, man. It's his board, but these aren't his pieces. And
I know there's an old school song called "Cry Together," man. And listen, you need to play that when you have basketball episodes. You need to play that so we can just cry together, because literally, this has been one of the roughest Arkansas Razorback athletic seasons that I can remember. And I've been an Arkansas fan all my life, born in Arkansas. And we've had seasons were really atrocious, but we knew we were going to be atrocious. I don't think we knew it was going to be this atrocious in basketball and football. Yeah. We had obviously higher expectations with basketball, which makes this hurt even more. Mm-hmm. But at least football, we thought we would be decent. We just, I don't know, man. We just stink, bro.
Well, and what's also so frustrating about this team, there have been some really not great teams, whether it was Pelfrey or Stan Heath or Mike had a couple that were just, especially early on, that were just not in sync together, but they still were competitive at home. They were still difficult to beat. Bud Walton was still in effect. And
there was no effect. First of all, I think we only had like 8,000, 9,000 people tonight. It was a half of a crowd, bro.
Yeah.
Because their energy is gone.
I've been in that building with just 4,000 or 5,000 fans, and for a women's basketball game. And the game that they were getting, it wasn't good. It wasn't a good game. South Carolina came to town and did their thing, and it's loud in there, man. I mean, it's loud even with 5,000-6,000 people, and it just, I don't know how there's just no competitiveness on the road or at home, and I've never seen a team just get lambasted like this. It was a bloodbath. That's what it was. It's the thing I said it wasn't going to be. The whole title of my last live show. Is it going to be a bloodbath? And I said, no, I don't think it is. I think it's going to be competitive.
Well, my dumb butt came on talking about we're not going to get blown out for the rest of the year. Yeah, I had the audacity to open my mouth, and then the very next game we get dusted.
Yeah.
Oh, by 29.
We got to own up. We got to own up, man. We were both wrong. You did say that right in chat, and I said they weren't going to get blown out tonight. Yeah,
I said it. I had the nerve to open my mouth. So basically, it's baseball, and I'm watching baseball and boxing. That's it. You know, I mean, I'm a still tune into the games just because I love my team, and I'm never gonna. Yeah, I'm in Connecticut. You were born and raised there. Oh, George Bumpus. Yeah, I live in New Haven. But I mean, I love my Razorback, so I'm always gonna tune in. But I'm not gonna tweet. I'm not gonna be excited. There's nothing. There's nothing to be excited about. It's dead air. It's literally like I feel like I've lost somebody.
Like you said, man, this is the roughest year in Arkansas athletics, and at least like the Chad Morris years for football were really bad. They were.
I got to pose a question to you, Ty, and this is a real question.
Okay.
If our football season sucks next year, our AD is in trouble. Don't you think?
Well, I'm not allowed to say that. I'm not allowed to say that. I've brought this up a couple of times, and yeah.
I'm just gonna be honest, and I like Hunter a lot. I've liked a lot of the moves he made, but if we have a bad football season, and then let's say, I don't want to even talk about not having Musk, but worst case scenario, let's say we suck again in football, and in basketball we start bad again. I don't know, man. I don't know. And then right now I looked at the football, I was with the brothers of Wu Pig, and I just don't see the team I see the ceiling for the football team to be 7-5. I really hope I'm wrong, but I just don't see it. I see us being offensively better, but defensively taking a major step back.
Yeah, I'm wondering about the defense too. I mean,
it's the depth. Because there's talent there. Don't get it twisted. It's just the depth. In the SEC, you got to have depth on that second and third line.
Oh, yeah, that's our motto here. That's our motto. Quality depth matters, baby.
Yeah, if you don't have depth, you're going to be dead. So depth or death. Yeah.
Ooh. I drove 10.5 hours and missed classes for a 32-point blowout.
It was 29, not 32. Yeah, but, I mean, that don't make you feel any better.
Yeah. It felt like 42.
The second half, I mean, the thing about this team here is when they get in trouble, when the deficits start increasing, they just don't knock it down. It just gets worse. And that's the thing about this team. The team is competitive till the game starts getting out of reach, and then they let go of the rope.
Yeah.
Muss, we need you to stay, man. Go get your. We need you to stay, Muss. Even though I know there's gonna be some people talking stupid, but you didn't give us too many good years, bro. Go get the players. I'm not gonna sit here and talk about you need to play 10 deep like Nolan and you need to get shooters. I'm not saying nothing of that no more, bro. Just stick with your program that works for you. Hard-nosed defensive players. And you might be able to get scoring outbursts. We might not be consistent scoring, but if we play great defense, we'll always be in the game. We've got blown out way too many games this year. We've lost about 20 in 6 games this year?
It's something like that, yeah.
That's crazy, bro.
I mean, try going back to November and telling yourself that this would unfold this way.
I wouldn't believe you. I'd slap you through the phone. I'd be get out of here. Yeah, this has been brutal, man. Seriously brutal.
It has, and it has me contemplating how the hell I'm going to cover baseball.
Listen, go all in because I got a feeling the baseball's going to make it up for us. Listen.
bro, we got to knock on some wood, though.
Bro, we're ranked in the top 5.
Yeah.
We're considered to be the best in the SEC, and baseball has not. We've been consistent in baseball for a decade.
Yeah, they have. They've only had really like one not so great season in that time.
We got bumped, and that was two years ago when we got bumped out early in the regionals.
Oh yeah, when you had NC State come in, who was red hot, and they bumped out of our.
Listen,
right.
Baseball team, please make it up. Go get a natty, man, so we can ease the pain. That would ease about 35% of the pain.
Yeah, and I want to touch on something too about your question you're asking about Hunter Yurachek. Again,
Yeah.
I don't want anyone to think that I want him gone.
I don't either.
And I know you don't either. And I've said this before, caught a little flack for it, but I'm going to say it again. If basketball and football do this again, and I have a hard time seeing that as long as Musk comes back, and there's other things that could happen too. If Musk leaves, I mean, that is something I think could be on the table. If Musk leaves and you go out and you get some guy that the fans really don't care much for, and then that guy has a piss poor season, man, I don't know how your seat's not getting a little warm at that point. Especially
warm. What are you talking about? I got seat warmers in my car. Mine goes up 3 levels. His will go up to the 5th level. It'd be burning. Your booty be hot.
So your booty's gonna be hot. Yeah, I got seat warmers too. It's nice. I've never had that in a vehicle before. I got seat warmers for the first time, and it's like, ooh, my.
Oh man, enjoy. Well, you know what? Northwest Arkansas does get colder weather than like Little Rock, but yeah. I'm here in Connecticut. We got smashed with about 8 inches of snow the day before yesterday. So
you can keep all that. Man. No, I do like Hunter. I do, and I think what he did for football was. I mean, Sam did. He was handed a pile of garbage, and Sam did have a couple pretty decent year, one really good year and a decent year.
But here's the pushback though, man, and this is what people will say to me. We had a whole bunch of super duper seniors, bro.
Well, yeah. Are you talking? Yeah.
We had to, it's like, the guy that's in that's in 12th grade for 5th time. Super duper senior.
Homie's got a beard. He's got a beard.
Yeah, he got a beard like me with gray in it, talking about I'm about to graduate. Bro, you should have graduated 10 years ago. You're 28 in high school.
Listen, man, I played with some dudes at Ramey Junior High back in the late 90s that had full beards. They're putting that thing and dip. They're putting that thing and dip in their mouth when coach wasn't looking.
Oh, wow, dip. My buddy Jose, he was going bald at 18, had a full beard at 15, had chest hair the whole nine. I used to tease him. I'm like, bro, how you 42 at 17, bro? Shout out to my buddy Jose Reyes.
Got an AARP card at 22.
I'm about to get ready to go. Back to work.
Well, I appreciate you calling in, man. It's always.
I listen, bro. I mean, I can't let you sit here in agony by yourself, man. I gotta share the pain with you, man.
I got your DM. I don't know if you caught. I said that in one of the other shows. I got your DM. When you're in town, bro, hit me up. We'll go.
Listen, I got a reason to go. The thing is, I'm not going to be in Northwest Arkansas, but I'm probably going to go visit my dad's grave for his anniversary soon. And then, like when it comes to like not spring football season, but maybe towards the end of baseball season, I'm gonna try to slide through. And if I do, I will give you a holler. You go. Ribs are on you, bro.
All right, man.
I appreciate you, man.
It's always good having him call in. I've told you guys before, if you hit up the Odd Soul, just shoot me a DM or something. I'll meet you there. I'll grab a drink, a pie with you. Ty, I will admit it. I want Hunter gone, period. The decision-making of football has been atrocious. The automatic 1-year extension of only winning 6 games. Keeping a 4-8 coach in year 4, pathetic. I had this conversation with a good friend of mine via Marco Polo, one of my favorite, probably one of my most used apps. I love Marco Polo. If you guys don't have it, it's actually pretty neat. It's like leaving FaceTime text messages, right? Anyways, having a good conversation with a friend of mine, diehard Hog fan, spends a lot of money on merch. He lives out in California, has traveled to Little Rock. He's originally from the Texarkana area, diehard Hog fan. And he kind of said the similar thing. Like I don't know that keeping, with the year that basketball's had, and now you've got this thing with Hunter or with keeping Sam for a fifth year. What's happened to recruiting? What's happening in the portal for this team? None of it's any good. The portal, listen, guys, it's top heavy. I don't know. And that's the thing, too. You don't know until you know. And to his point, he's got a kid on the way. He said, I'm not buying merch. I'm done. I don't feel like this is being taken seriously. Now, to be fair, basketball, this is the first time we've seen this under Muss. So I wouldn't say hit the panic button and fire Hunter simply because of what's happened. This is a first. And that might be a little bit of an overreaction. But again, like I was telling Brimley, you combine all this stuff and it happens again next year, his seat's going to be warm. It certainly is. And it wouldn't shock me if he hit the road. If the pressure just got too real. It wouldn't shock me. I'm not saying that's going to happen. I like Hunter. I do. I like what he's done for the university. I do think he was behind on NIL. Like, I'm kind of looking at the contract stuff. I'm looking at the behind the scenes, raising money, and some of the decisions that are being made on behalf of Bud Walton Arena, which I really hope they don't go through with. I don't like the idea of removing seats just for more high dollar seating. I'd rather just leave that part alone. If you're going to renovate anything, I don't know, I don't know, do something else other than mess with the seating. I like the seating in Bud Walton Arena. Get the student section moved. That shouldn't cost too much money. Change the damn scoreboard again. I don't care. Get you some new basketball goals with some fancy nets. I don't really give a shit. Stop with the removing of seats. But it's the behind the scenes stuff that I haven't really. I just don't know. And if, again, we talk about this after every game, if Muss does leave, that's gonna be a lot of pressure. That's gonna be so much pressure on Hunter Yurchek. And imagine if Razorback football does what a lot of you think that it does. I don't know yet. I haven't made up my mind. Transfer portal and NIL has just completely changed how you look at things now. But if you guys, those of you who think this is going to be a really bad year for football, if you're right, and you lose Musselman, oh my God. That's a red hot seat, man. Especially if you don't go out and you get a big name. You fail to bring a big name coach. Again, that's all hypothetical. We gotta take this one step at a time. I don't know. Yuppie fans don't make no noise. D.A. Hunter chasing the dollars. If Muss leaves, I want Billy Donovan. I know it will never happen, though. I'd take Billy Donovan, too. I think some of it is a little bit of an overreaction to say that you want Hunter gone. Again, this no one saw coming. Muss's track record is overwhelmingly positive, and Hunter deserves credit for that. So, I think it is a little bit of an overreaction to say I want him gone now. But again, if this happens again next year, basketball, whatever happens with basketball, whether it's Muss leaving or if he stays, they have another horrific year. Football does something bad again, like 4 or 5 wins, then, man, things are going to get really interesting in Fayetteville. That is for sure. Muss ain't going nowhere. I'm with you. I have been in that camp, Mello 501. I've been in that camp that Muss isn't going anywhere. Unless, again, Kentucky opened up or some West Coast gig that he, would be attracted to. Those would concern me. Louisville. I mean, we've had Louisville, Indiana. Who's the other one? Wasn't there another one in there in the mix? Minnesota. All these teams, we're going to come take your coach, bro. I would be shocked if he went to any of those programs. Any of them. The only school not out west that would just, it wouldn't shock anybody, would be Kentucky. I don't know what Cal's buyout looks like. I don't know if I don't know what they don't look like a real deep tournament team, but then again, they're very anemic. They're kind of off and on. You never know what to expect out of them. But yeah, I don't see. I'm in that camp. I'm in the camp of I don't think he's leaving. I just don't. Now again, I won't be surprised if he does, especially if it's for West Coast. Yeah, okay, they've been talking about that for a while. I don't. What could you do there? You look at what Muss has been able to achieve here. I don't know that the ceiling is any higher at Louisville, and I would argue Razorback basketball, mostly thanks to Musselman, absolutely. I think Mike, helped build that foundation, the facility upgrades, the Bud Walton upgrades. Louisville fans are diehard, make no mistake about it. I don't see Louisville as a better job. Like, why would you? It's almost like you're just trading one job for another. I think they're pretty, I don't know. I think they're pretty close. And I definitely don't think right now they're the better program. And we've always heard that West Coast is the biggest threat for him. If he were to leave, I just don't see it happening, but I could be wrong. I don't live in the world of certainty, and I've tried to avoid setting up shop in that world too. Like you just never know. It's not the old days, when a coach, you felt pretty good that a coach was going to stick it out at somewhere for 7 or 8 years. Those days are kind of gone. They've been gone for a while. We better than Louisville, says Mello. I'm gonna cry on the inside. Again, if you guys want to call in, you want to tell me, give me your thoughts on whatever, Hunter Yurchak, Musselman basketball team, Arkansas getting just, they just got jacked in the jaw here, 92-63. We did get to see Bay fall. Pinion, Blocker got some minutes tonight, didn't do so well. He was 0 for 3 for just a point, 1 steal, according to ESPN. L. Ellis was 50% outside, 2 of 4. He was 2 of 5 overall, 6 points, had 1 assist. Graham had, considering he missed some minutes because of that, I don't know what happened. Looked like he dinged. He got I don't know, something with his shoulder, but he ended up with 7 boards, 2 assists, a steal, 8 points. Mark is your leading scorer with 12 points. He had 4 turnovers tonight. I thought some of his passes were just silly. What are you doing, man? There's no lane. There's no passing lane. What Tennessee's good enough. They're going to reach out and they're going to steal the ball. What are you doing? But he did have 12 points, 1 assist, 3 steals. Arkansas had, that's the highlight of the night for them. They had 12 steals. They were actually going for the ball. They like pretty decent, especially in the first half. The perimeter defense was, once again, it showed up. Tennessee's just a really good basketball team. And like I said earlier, don't think I'm selling them short because I'm not. Tennessee is probably a legit Sweet 16, Elite 8 squad, assuming they can ever get over that hump at Tennessee. If they do, this is arguably one of the better teams they've had in a while, but I feel like we've said that about Tennessee every other year. Who knows what they do in March? Who knows what any team does out of the SEC in March? Cal ain't going nowhere. Melo's got all the answers tonight. It's actually 39.75 mil. What are you talking about? Ty Hunter needs to do whatever it takes to keep Musselman. I agree with that. You just have to overlook this year. Yep. He is a great coach. He can afford an off year. Pittman cannot. No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Tennessee is the best team in the SEC. I don't know who is. This league is just so, crazy losses are going to happen. I just don't know what to make of Auburn sometimes. Yeah, they're not good on the road, but you know what? There's who is actually good on the road? There's not very many teams of that quality that are great on the road. They did lose at Florida. 81-65, and they turn around at home and they beat. Maybe it's just as simple as that. They're just not good on the road, and that's usually not good. It's not a very good indicator for a March for a tournament team if you can't steal a couple of games on the road. They beat Ole Miss pretty easily at Ole Miss, 91-77. That's probably one of their better wins of the year. They went on the road against Alabama and lost just by 4 points. So who knows what Auburn is and what they aren't. I would probably argue either Alabama, maybe South Carolina just had a bad night, but probably Alabama or Tennessee are the best two teams in the SEC this year. Florida has been better than anyone thought they were. Hey, Missouri's still 0-11, 0 in the SEC, I should say. Vanderbilt has now won 2 SEC games before Missouri won 1 game. Oh, please don't win a game. And if they do win, so help me God, if it's against Arkansas, I might just flip my table over. I might do it a post game. I might just flip this son of a bitch if Missouri comes to Fayetteville, because you don't know what team's going to show up. Oh, man. Yeah, Auburn did beat Arkansas's rear end. Yeah, broke a record inside Bud Walton Arena. Bayfall and Blocker should be seeing the court more now that the season's pretty much over. It's over. Like, I think now it is statistically possible outside of being an automatic qualifier. I don't know. We have someone on the line here. Let me pop. There goes that. There we go. What's going on, man? Oh, hang on. You're muted.
Gotcha.
There we go.
How you doing?
What's up? Is it Buden? Buden? Buden. All right. What's going on, man?
Oh, not much. Just got done watching this Razorback game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty painful. What do you got for me, man?
Man, I just missed what you was talking about or anything. So, what you got going?
What do you mean?
What were you just talking about? I mean,
what was I just talking about?
Yes, sir.
Arkansas losing.
Okay.
Losing pretty bad.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. You know what? Auburn was 32 points. They beat us by.
Yeah, they broke a record inside Bud Walton Arena. Yep.
Yeah, and then they just that was 32 or something.
Well, they lost. Arkansas lost tonight by 29, 63-92.
Oh, okay. Well, it was at 32. Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know. I was asked, about being a fan. How do you feel about the team moving forward? And I'm like, well, I mean, I'm always a fan,
right?
But this is tough. This is real tough.
Well, we had someone in chat say they drove, what was it, like 10 hours or something to go to this game, skip classes, and just to watch Arkansas just get humiliated inside their own arena. Once again, this has happened inside Bud Walton Arena, losing by 25 or more points.
And it's crazy. It's crazy because, they played Duke, they played Duke well. I went to the Purdue game. That was a great game.
Yeah, it was.
You hate for somebody to drive that many miles and that many hours and for that outcome, that's sad.
I think it was 10. I think it was 10.5 is what they said. And I was trying to scroll up and find it, but it was a lot. Yeah, here it is. Landon Walters. I drove 10.5 hours and missed classes for a 30. Again, it was 29 points, but unless he's talking about the Auburn game, I'm not sure. But Auburn was a 32-point blowout. But man, they're really testing fan loyalty, and it's not. I know Muss. It's not like Muss doesn't want to win these games. We all know how competitive that guy is.
Right? Yeah, he's very competitive.
And these players, I know they're. I mean, it's cliche to say it, but they're giving their all. It's just like Brimley said. It's square peg, round hole, all 5 spots on the floor. Nobody.
Yeah.
There's no chemistry, and nobody seems to fit what Muss is trying to do.
It's like what they call it, chakra, or they're zen. They're just not in a line.
Yeah.
Nobody.
They need to line up their chakras.
The shots and the chakras.
Need to do some deep meditation. They need to figure it out because I say they need to figure it out. Like that's going to matter at this point. But yeah, man, it is disappointing.
Well, it could still matter. I mean, I remember, what was it, 2000? Like Brandon Dean. The team that they won 4 games in 4 days.
That was a long time ago. Yeah. We've seen crazy things happen, and crazier things have happened.
Yeah, so they still got something to play for.
They do. I think statistically, I don't know outside of being an automatic qualifier that they get into the tournament, but they'd have to win out, or maybe. I mean, it's just not going to happen. The product on the floor is just really bad, and
that's true.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm out of answers. I don't know. At this point, I just throw my hands up, and I don't know. Try to distract myself sometimes from this, because it sucks, and it sucks for, again, like we mentioned, someone having to travel that far for a game to see something like that. That really sucks.
Right. Yep, I don't know about them.
Yeah. All right, man. You got anything else for me? I got someone else on the line.
I'll let them have it, buddy.
All right, man. Well, thanks for calling in.
Yep.
Feel free to call anytime.
Thank you, man. You'll have a good one.
You too, man.
All right.
Mellow 501, what's up, man?
What's up, man? Hey, I just want to know, man, why everybody want to fire Musselman all of a sudden?
Want to fire Musselman?
Why? Why everybody want to get rid of Mus?
Who's saying that? Is someone saying that here?
I see that everywhere, man. Everybody done gave up on Mus, like Mus ain't just did the best we ever done did for the past decade.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, he's yeah, you don't want to see Mus go. I don't know why anyone has that take. One bad year.
Yeah, Mus just got the wrong players, man, at that transfer portal. He thought those lower conference players, he thought they was gonna be better, but in the SEC they just weren't that good. Like Battle and what's the boy number 24? Like they just weren't good enough, man.
Yeah.
And I think, man, I don't know how you feel, man. Graham straight, but don't you feel like Graham slowed us down? Like every time they throw the ball in the Graham, the whole offense just be dead after that.
Yeah, he doesn't really move the ball a lot, and he just he looks for that shot. I mean, he's got good footwork. I think he's got pretty decent footwork under the rim. He just, I don't know. He just struggles finding that shot and getting to his spot sometimes. He just.
And then Makai Mitchell, he want to play good against the lower class Bs, but when he go play against a real B, he got put in the rim.
Yeah, he's not a space taker, man. He's not.
Man, heck no. And then who else? Battle finally got that. Hey, Battle first shot. He let that thing go, didn't he?
Yeah. I was kind of hoping he was going to go off tonight. I've been kind of rooting for that dude, man. I mean,
he's stuck in his head, man. He can't play defense, so every time he play defense, he think he finna get took out the game. So he done, you know. Yeah, he can't defend, man. But hey, we gotta just make sure we get some better transfers next year, man. That's all it is. We're gonna be all right.
With you, man. I agree with you. They gotta find the guys that fit what Mus does, for sure.
Yeah. Battle threw us off, man. Musselman need a guard that can go get buckets. And Battle was supposed to be that guard like JD Note and, you know, like all them other players, but he just wasn't it. He just not it.
Yeah.
And then I don't know who's talking about Bay Fall need to play, man. I don't know. Bay Fall might not need to play, man. I don't know what's going on, Bay Fall.
Bro, he looks like he weighs about 150 pounds soaking wet.
He's smaller than Menafield. Menafield's small. He's smaller than Menafield.
He has no weight on him. He's got to get some poundage on him, man. He's just no weight.
Man, you think Trevor Brazil gave up on the team, man? Or you think he legit hurt?
I don't know. I don't know.
Because when he fell, I remember the game he fell, man. He didn't take like no hard collision to his leg. You know, I don't know. Trevor Brazil got me kind of shaky on him, man. Because I don't know if he gave up on us tonight. Because we need him.
They're gonna, I agree, and I think he would have helped a little bit tonight. I know a lot of people feel like he's kind of given up, but you know, he's got length. You know, I mean, he's capable.
He's supposed to be an NBA player.
He's supposed to be. I mean, at one point, folks were trying to tell me he's a lottery.
Yeah, he's supposed to be. He ain't, man. I don't know, man. I don't know who I must gonna bring back next year, but we're gonna see how it go, man. But just don't give up on Muss, man. Muss the best thing we done had in a long time, man. They can't give up on Muss.
I'm trying to tell folks that
he need an extension.
Yeah, I agree.
Give him an extension. It's all good. He can't do nothing about Tennessee. Tennessee real good. What's they do? Number three cold, man. He gonna go to that league. He gonna get a shot.
All them dudes are balling tonight. I mean, they had 51 or let's see, Adu and Connect had 22 and 23 points just between the two of them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Game went off 17.
Yeah, we ain't had nobody for him, man. Hey, we just gotta win us a couple games in the SEC tournament. Try to at least try to get to the NIT if we can. We might not be able to get to the NIT.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. But it's all good, man. I was just tapping in, man.
All right, man. I appreciate the call, bro.
No problem.
Take it easy. We got Pat. What's going on, Pat?
Hey, what's up, Ty?
Oh, man.
I know it's hard times, man. Hard times.
Why do we let sports affect us like this, Pat? Why?
It's a good question, man. But, you know, I got to go back to that whole thing between Hunter Yurachek, Sam Pittman, and what's the guy, man, that played for the Patriots? That's the state senator, state congressman.
Oh, well, he was a politician. You're talking about Beckett?
Yeah, Jake Beckett.
Yeah.
And to me, where it seems like this whole football and basketball now season has all went astray and all went left was after that BYU game. I think it was either BYU or the LSU game. It was the game where Sam Pittman, quit Twitter because, the players would, he said that the players were, got their feelings hurt because the fans would criticize them on social media. And Sam said people was calling him fat and all that. And then he quit his Twitter.
Yeah.
And that's when Beckett and kind of got thing. He had been going back and forth with Yurachek about over the NIL stuff. And basically what Beckett was saying was, he said that, whereas a lot of the, athletic programs, I mean, we're in the SEC, we're in the most competitive, cutthroat, hyper-competitive, super macho, toughest nails conference in the country. And then he said, here's our AD while everybody else is getting on board with NIL and just, going balls to the wall to compete. Our AD was, pushing back against it, saying that, hey, we need to not find another way to find a political. We can't keep up. We can't compete. Just, coming up with the money like the rest of the programs are doing. Hunter Yurachek was proposing something about, we're going to offset some of the services to the players in mental health. And right around that time, that's when Sam came out and said, hey, guys, it's stressed and it's not fair. And I'm concerned about their mental health. And what happened with the football team at that point? Because, losing to BYU was a tough break. But, I said at the time, that's no different from when Alabama lost, their final non-conference game. But Nick Saban got on this board and said, hey, it's not the end of the season. It's just a non-conference game. We can right the ship and go the rest of the way. And they did. But Arkansas went in a totally different direction. And in essence, man, I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't want to make it seem like the football team just quit right then and there. They had a string of tough losses. But then at a certain point, it got to them and they quit. Especially with the Mississippi State and the Auburn games.
Mm-hmm.
And everything went awry with the football season. It was irredeemable. They had that one moment down in Florida. But other than that, at a certain point, the team just quit. And a similar thing is happening with the basketball team. Just like the football team that had high expectations, we thought this was going to be some of the best teams, football and basketball teams we've had at Arkansas, period. And instead, we put our teams that go out here, unlike the basketball team tonight, the Auburn game, several of these games, man, they just aren't competing. I think it is I'll put it this way. In your program.
You're cutting up pretty bad. Are you?
And I don't know if you can follow what I'm saying.
Well, yeah, you.
Can you hear me?
You're cutting up pretty bad there. I caught.
Hey, I tell you what. Again, if not, I'll.
Okay. All right, Pat. Yeah, Pat's. I think we're losing him there. I can hear you now, man. If you get it all out, oh well, no, never mind. All right. Well, maybe he'll call back and continue on with what he was talking about there. Yurchek's public pushback against NIL is killing us. I've been pretty critical of how Hunter handled NIL. I just kind of feel like it feels like Arkansas is behind, and it's not good. It's not good, and I think it is probably hurting the program a little bit. I did find it strange that one day Pittman's talking about how bad things are with the NIL, and then the next week we hear from him, oh, no, actually things have gotten better. Oh, okay. It was that simple. And then they would, a little while later, maybe that's when they found out about Edge. Maybe that's when they talked to Sam about the crowdfunding, the NIL crowdfunding. I don't know. When the going gets tough, we don't get going. We get to quitting. Says Steven, 1383. I don't know if you're talking about Arkansas basketball. If you're talking about fans are over it, and it's gonna be a lot of heat on Hunter no matter what. It's gonna be a lot of heat. Again, if certain things unfold the way they could unfold, I'm talking about worst case scenario. Oh man, it's again, Fayetteville's going to be. I wouldn't want to be anywhere near in Hunter Yurchek's shoes. I know that much. Ty, perhaps we need a disappointing season so Hunter Yurchek gets the university, and the university can get it right with the football program. Yeah, you're not wrong, Logan. Maybe this is, maybe they needed this. And the whole program, they get support. People see how low things have gotten. And again, basketball, going back to what people have said tonight, callers and some of you guys in chat, and I know some people are DMing me, but Musselman, this is a one-off thing. I hope this is a one-off thing for basketball, and I think that it is. Musselman's track record says that it is. So if you want Musk gone, if you want him fired, and I saw some people in Discord tonight say that's ludicrous. That's ludicrous. Some of you guys have completely forgotten about how bad things really were a little while back. You've forgotten how bad things were. If you want Musk gone, I urge you to look at Arkansas basketball from, even Nolan's final couple of years in the early 2000s. Get through Stan Heath. Go open up a media guide. That's all you got to do. Hell, I've got 3 extra media guides. You want one? Open it up or just look at it online. You can go to ArkansasRazorbacks.com. Look at those seasons. Look at how bad things were from 01, really about 99 all the way up until 2021. It was miserable. Arkansas basketball should never have fallen that far, and it did. It's hard to believe it would take so long just to get past the second round of the NCAA tournament. Muss is the reason for that. And Hunter Yurchek deserves credit for bringing him here, although I don't think he knew it'd be this kind of quick success, which could end up, not being a great thing. It used to be the other way around. It used to take you a couple of years to get your guys on the roster, to build that roster up. Those days are gone. Those days are gone thanks to the portal and the NIL. Steven says, "No, I meant the team for sure." All right, I figured you did. Us fans hang on till death, even if we complain. Yeah, listen, I am a fan. I'm not going to be one of these media people who are like, "Oh, well, I'm unbiased." Bullshit. I'm biased. Okay, I'm born and raised in Fayetteville. What do you want? Of course, been to many Razorback games. Bud Walton, Barnhill Arena. That tells you how old I am. You know, I remember a time before Baum Stadium. Baum Stadium was built down the road from my damn house. You know, I remember a time before Razorback Road and when they were building, 49. And even my fandom has been called into question. And I think really at the end of the day, we're all just tired of seeing this. And yeah, things could always be worse. And things have been really bad, especially with football. But I think part of it is the high expectations for basketball, and to see it crumble like this and to get your ass whooped this bad at home. It's bad no matter where, but especially this shouldn't be happening inside Bud Walton Arena. This sort of thing should not be happening inside Bud Walton Arena. I'm sorry. And it is. Here we are. It's happening. Some folks, some of you are telling me there is something left to play for. I guess so. I mean, just wins, just getting SEC wins long term, or at least for this season. I don't really know what that is, because I think they are statistically eliminated outside of being an automatic qualifier. I hate NIL, says Patrick Smith. Well, I mean, I hear you. I think it's more of a Pandora's box situation. They opened it with no plan. They opened it with no measures in place to help contain. And the same thing with the damn transfer portal. I mean, it's now Arkansas's done really well with the portal. In basketball, they've done really well up until this year. Thank you for being biased, Ty. It makes you willing to ask the tough questions. Well, I mean, some would say it would keep me from doing that, right? But I mean, there's other folks who just, I try to put the fan side of me off to the side. I do try to look at this as much as I can as an outsider. I try to remove the whatever feelings I may or may not have about Arkansas and try to look at things objectively. Try to look at them at like an outsider looking on the inside. And sometimes it you can't help, but when you see this sort of stuff unfold the way that it has, you can't help but the emotions take over. And what we have seen this year is just been, and listen, there's probably no one more disappointed about what's happening than those players and Eric Musselman. I can guarantee you Musselman has probably not been sleeping well this year. I would be, I mean, I'm sure he's lost a lot of sleep this year, maybe more than ever in his entire life, maybe as a head coach. So, and I know they want to get it right, but it is just so damn frustrating to see this. It's almost just to be expected. I didn't think things would ever get this bad. So it's understandable that some of you have let go of the rope. A lot of the casuals let go of the rope a long time ago. Those of you that are watching this right now, or you're going to watch some more podcasts, you're going to listen to what people are saying on the radio, but you're here tonight with me, or you're watching this tomorrow, which would be Thursday. You're not a casual, my friend. You're a fan that cares. You are. That's what you are. You're a fan that cares about the Razorbacks. You're more than a casual. And you're also a viewer of mine, and I do appreciate that. Listen, we're going to get through this damn thing together. I'm going to cover some baseball. I'm trying to get someone to come on Thursday or Friday, to talk some Razorback baseball. If not, we'll just go over kind of, I don't know, expectations, and maybe go over the roster a little bit and become a little bit more familiar with this baseball team. I've been kind of working on getting someone on for the last several nights, and I probably waited a little bit too long because everyone's schedules are crazy because baseball starts Friday. So hopefully they can live up to some of the expectations. They've got very, very high expectations. Pat wants to try and give it another go, but it looks like he's still cutting up down there. Let's get Pat on here really quick. If I can find my there we go. All right, Pat, what's up, man? I'm about to wrap it up.
Okay, yeah, I figured, Ty. I just wanted to get this 2 cents in before you close out. but the long story short, I think Jake Beckett was on to something. And, I'm definitely not trying to say fire must, you know, Sam is definitely deserves his hot seat to a certain extent. But Juracek, I'm a big supporter of his too. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. Coming into this year, if you had asked me, did we have the best AD and basketball coach in the SEC, I would have said yeah. And I still do to a certain extent, but it's like, how do you explain what's happened in the football and basketball season? And I do think that when Jake Becker brought up that whole thing about Juracek kind of pushing this woke, mental health stuff,
yeah,
that is some of what's going on here. And I think it's kind of seeped into the culture of the program, and the players are just, and maybe even the coaches too, are just getting a little bit soft, and you can't do that in the SEC, so I just want to throw that out there.
No, I hear you, bro. And I try to stay away from politics as much as possible, but we're seeing a lot of softness these days everywhere. And if it infects college athletics, okay. If the softness and the, that kind of nonsense, as I call it, listen, I'm not. I hear what you're saying. I'll leave it at that. I hear what you're saying. I agree. If that infects college athletics, and you could probably argue that it has a little bit, that mindset, yeah, it's going to change. It's not going to do well with fans either.
Right.
I hear you.
But all right, man, it's Valentine's Day. You know what I mean? I had to sneak this in, before I go, spend a little time with my lady. But I appreciate you having me on, man. And, man. Everybody have a good weekend.
I appreciate you, Pat. Always feel free to call in, man. Yeah, I hear what he's saying. You guys know, he's got he's I don't know if that's what's going on with, and I don't think he was trying to make the point, Pat, was that has infected basketball. He was talking more about Sam Pittman and Hunter Yurachek and that whole thing that was going on at the time. I'll just leave it at that. I certainly hope that that's not something that's going to infect college athletics, because we've seen that. This is soft. This generation, man. I mean, they're soft. They're soft. They would not. Good God, they would not have survived the 80s or the 90s. I mean, and I don't know how to keep that off the court. Keep that off the field. Yeah, I don't want to go. I could really go in on some of this, and I don't want to, but I hear what he's saying. I hear what Pat's saying. I appreciate all the callers tonight, man. I don't know that I've ever had a bad call. I've had some that are head scratchers, but they were still entertaining. Callers always kill it. It's you guys always you bring it. You guys in chat bring it, and I do appreciate you. Again, you're not a casual if you're here. I mean, it's 11:20 at night on a Wednesday night. My ass has got to get up early tomorrow. I'm sure yours does as well. You're not a casual if you're here. So I do appreciate you guys. And make sure you like the content. If you're new here, subscribe, share the content. Join our Discord. Join Patreon. I haven't talked enough about Patreon. We've still got giveaways and stuff coming up. I got the last 3 cards, the recent winners. I got those cards mailed off. So those winners of the last giveaway, of the Patreon giveaway, they should have their cards hopefully sometime next week. So we got some good cards, some awesome cards to give away. And yeah, so I appreciate you guys. I will see you again Friday, one way or another, either Thursday, tomorrow, if I can get someone who I've been talking to, if I can get them on tomorrow. If I don't see you tomorrow, I'll see you guys on Friday. All right. Have a good rest of your night. Sleep well. Try to forget what happened tonight with the game. And let's just, if you're not a baseball fan, I recommend you at least becoming a casual baseball fan, because that should be, knock on wood, by God, should be live up to some expectations. should at least be a better product on the damn field. One of these three sports are going to deliver to some degree, hopefully. So I'll see you guys on Friday. And again, enjoy the rest of your night. Thank you so much. I'm sorry I couldn't read all your comments, but I will see you guys on Friday. Okay. I don't know, probably earlier in the day, between 10 and noon, but just make sure you've subscribed and you hit the notification bell. Okay. All right. I'll see you guys. Have a good night.